Hi, good morning. It's Rosalie with Can't Wait to Plan. How are you guys doing? Okay, so today is a different video for me today. I am participating in Karen Yeagle. She's with Yes Please Paper Craft. She's a great crafty friend that I met through YouTube about a year or so ago, actually maybe even longer. And she's organizing a Let's Get Organized hop. I think there's about 10 or 18 people participating in it. And actually we're going to be working on it's going to be on the last Saturday of every month. And this month topic for the hop is your paper collection. Okay, so like collection kits and things like that. So, and how do you organize those? So I figure I'm gonna, I'm not exactly sure. Let me try this is what I came up with. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, I collect, oh my gosh, all different kind of manufacturers. I only started trying to scrapbook again last year, at the beginning of last year. And I've been spending most of the year buying stuff because I haven't scrapbooked for about 15 years. So I still kept all my stuff, but many of them are older. And I just, like new, bright stuff. You wanted to get new stuff. But because of it, I got so much, and things were organized before I bought all these stuff that nothing was fitting anymore. I find myself just piling them on the floor, shoving them in any drawers that I could find. And it was just getting so overwhelming that I literally just stopped posting any YouTube video at all for about 2 months. I think I did like one last month and one this month so far. And whereas before I was doing 2 or 3 videos a week. So, and mostly of, crafty haul stuff I bought. So anyway, so now I'm super excited to do this hop because that will help me also get my stuff organized as well. Although I've been working on the paper one for quite a while as well because I have so much. Okay, so I'm going to start with Photoplay. Photoplay, similar to Reminisce, similar to several other manufacturers, does have a simpler collection profile. So typically they have a 12 piece of paper collection kit. It comes with a sticker sheet, and they have a couple of other special paper. They usually have one set of die, one set of stamp, and one set of stencil, and they usually just have one ephemera set. And they may have a card kit, they may have, some collection has more than that, but typically they don't have a lot of ephemeras and things like that, not like Echo Park or Simple Stories. So their collection is a little bit simpler. So, and this, I'll just show you this. I have bought more paper. So I just had this out for a haul I just did. So it's thicker, but still. And then they do have this Color Me sheets, the sticker sheets, and this pre-colored die cut sheets and so on. So none of these is perforated. They have a nice little thing in the back and so on, and it's pretty flat, not like Doodlebugs or something where it's super bulky. Okay, so if you want to, these pretty much can stay as is. I always flip this over just so that it's pretty in the back, just like the way they sell it to us, and so on. And I just put it like that. And I use all of the product I mentioned will be linked down below. Most of them are affiliate link, but all of these organization product, I get them from Amazon. Okay. Anyway, so they will be linked. These are record sleeve. They are 4 millimeter thick. I don't like the one with the flap, so I get the one without the flap. I just don't want to deal with that. One time I order, I don't know what happened, by mistake maybe, a 3 millimeter record sleeve with flap, and I had to spend all my time cutting that out. I should have returned it because it was a little bit too thin for me. It's not that much difference in price. The 4mm is definitely more expensive, but for me it was worth the money because it just feels more substantial, you know, even though I've never had any issues with the other one, because I did keep that one. I should have returned it, but at the time the 4mm was, and no flap was on back order, so I couldn't order it, and I just wanted to get stuff going. But it's I don't know, just like I like things thicker, bigger, whatever. So anyway, and for photo play, because they only have the one, I usually just put them in the front. Oops, sorry. Many of the companies that have a lot more embellishment, I put them in the back. Okay, so that's how I do the simpler collection kit, is the 4mm record sleeve. Now I will show you one that I did for also the photo play collection, but this one I never was able to find a full collection to purchase that was on sale. So I did pick up just here and there different, all the papers that they had for it, and also the sticker sheets and the color me sheets and so on. Yeah, just like the other one. So about the same size. I was able to find the ephemera pack. This one is for the love notes, which I stick it in there because I think it's close enough, similar enough in terms of the color, and afterwards I can always pull them out and so on. I did pick one up for love letters, which is what this collection is, but I wanted to make them flatter, and not just flatter, because this is pretty flat, but you know, I don't want to, every time I use it, I have to go take it out and flip through it and so on. So I decided to do this. It's even more important to do this with some of the ephemera set that is a lot more, like maybe the Doodlebug one, which I have not approached yet. I just started with something a little bit more manageable. And the Photoplay one, their ephemera set comes, it's already perforated, so you just have to poke it out, but it does come on a sheet. So all I did was I added to, and I just like to put stuff on one side so that I can flip through and not have to go back and forth. But I figure with this, because I don't want to get my collection kit too thick, because I'm running out of space. I'm actually already ran out of space. I put them on here, and when I'm going to be working with them, I'll take it out of the thingy, what do you call this? Sheet protectors, and I was lucky enough to find some of these. This I had for a long time. I like the thicker sheet protectors for this purpose. I use a glossy, kind of like a not too glossy, but definitely coated cardstock, which I just had in my stash. It's all yellow out at the edge, so it's not like I could use it for doing any work. I just use it mainly for storage and different things like that. And then all I did was I had saved a bunch of, let me show you. So this is the, oops, this is the cardstock that I had. You know, that's like, you see how it's even stained here and so on, but and it's all yellow out here, but it doesn't matter. I just, here you see, but I can just use it for this purpose. And then when I purchase, I store my metal dies on 8.5 by 11 magnet sheet, the adhesive magnet sheet that I purchased from Amazon, and I'll put the link below as well. I love that size. It works for my storage system. Many of you I know store them in the half of that size, like 5 by 8, but I collect a lot of Anna Griffin dies, and most of her dies are bigger, so I always started with that. And so when I pull out the here, let me show you real quick. when I pull out the magnet sheets comes like one side. This is the side where you put the die, and on the back side I usually pull this out. That's got glue on it, and I stick it to a chipboard. It's a 46 point chipboard, and that's how I like. This is just too flimsy, you know, to flip through, and by the time you add the dies to it, I just don't like it. And I also don't like to stick it into a thingy and into a sheet protector, so I just leave mine as is, unless it has really tiny little pieces, then I may do that. But for the most part, I don't have that, so for these size, so I just use that. So I save. I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I figure I would do something with them, and they're just wax paper. So if you don't have this, you can just purchase wax paper. I just like these because they're a little bit thicker, and they're quite nice, and I have tons of these, so I'm so glad. So I just use my Scotch tape. What do you call it? Not Scotch tape. The you know, the thing, the pink AGT tape runner, and I just tape runner all the edge of it. It doesn't even show. I do one edge first and so on. So then I just put again edge tape runner on that side, and because it's on this wax paper, you see when I need to pull it out, it sticks really well, but when you need to pull it out, it pulls right off, and it doesn't ruin the background paper as well as your sticker. So it's really, I really like that. So then basically, and I even glue the content sheet on here, just in, you know, just for reference and stuff like that. So I have that, and so that takes just one sheet protector. I also do, as you may know, I had a organization video a little while back, maybe a couple months ago or so, where I show you how I store my embellishments, and how I had purchased many different size pocket protectors from Amazon, and so on. So I have many different ones. Let me show you again, just in case. This is my master sheet, so to speak. So I have, you know, the 3 pocket down that way. I have the 4 pocket. These unfortunately are not 4x6. They're about you know, they're that, but it's smaller than the 4x6. So anything that's 4x6 doesn't quite fit unless you trim it down. I do have one that holds 4x6, but it only holds where is it at? Huh, interesting. Oh, here. It only, nope, that's not it. It only holds 3 of them. So it's not, it's with a true 4x6, you get something like, where is it? Huh. You get something like this, and it only holds 3. Okay, so that's, I forgot to put that in the my sample. And then you get this kind that's long and narrow. Of many of the stickers and embellishment fits in something like that. And then this smaller baseball card type pockets. Then you have the one that will hold 5x7. And then these kind of long sticker one, which I love. And then these hold like 3.5 by 5 or something like that. So before, I was really only using this one and this one. That's the only 2 that I had. So I'm so happy because now I have find so many things that fit much nicer, because when it's so big, or most of the time it's too small, like this this pocket was always too small, so I had stuff sticking out. So now if I have something long and skinny, I can still put that in there, and it doesn't stick out and block the other pocket and things like that. So I love this. So what I also did was, for collection, as I'm checking stuff in, or meaning, because I just pulled this out to show some extra paper I bought for the Love Letters collection on a buy one get one free sales I haven't posted that video yet. I will soon. So I had pulled it out. So since I'm putting it back in again, before I put it back in, actually what I did was I took the only one, they only had the one what do you call it, cut apart sheets. So I had bought extra of this because I really like the back. And so I bought 3 pieces. One was going to be for 2 that I'm going to use for the background. And then one I was going to cut apart. And so I actually already cut it up all apart. I even, the one sheet that I definitely know for sure I'm going to cut out and use as an embellishment, I already fussy cut it out here. And the rest of them, unfortunately, there was no pocket to hold 3x4. So these I had to put into that holds a 3.5 by 5. And then a few of these. And I also bought the pre-colored die cut one, which I'll remind you what those look like. These are the one that is so cute, and it's not fussy cut out at all. So you actually have to cut it out. It's not like perforated that you can just poke it out. So this one has a really, really cute one. So I went ahead and I didn't cut every single one of them because usually they have multiples, as you can see here, like the same one, maybe different color, but in this one, it's just the same color. So for small pieces, I don't want to have them floating out and maybe they fall out or something like that. So I just fussy cut one. So in case I wanted to do, and it's easy enough to fussy cut the other one out as I was doing my project, but I didn't want to just have everything not cut out. So that way, when I'm in the middle of doing the project, I don't have to sit there and fussy cut it out. I can always fussy cut more, but I did that already for a couple of them, even though I have more here to fussy cut. I didn't want to do them all, but I want to do a few, okay? So that's what I did here. And then the sentiment and stuff like that too, these are easy to cut out. I left them as strip instead of cutting them into 5 different strips because, again, they're small and they'd be hard to get in and out and they may fall out. Same with these and so on. So that's what I did with those. So this one actually goes with this collection. We don't want to get them mixed up with the Love Letters collection. So I'm going to put that down here. And so now everything is super flat, right? So, and ready to use. So I'm super excited about that. And so that's what I did for this collection, okay? And then now I can put everything back in to, now it's a little bit more, so I will put it in the back right here. And this bit is thinner than here, you know, where the 3-hole punch thing is. So I'm going to put everything towards this side, and this one I'm going to put here. And I didn't want to tape this one down because this one is going to have fewer things that would work with this collection, and I'll just see later on where that will end up. Once I open this up and use, then I will store them accordingly. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some decent idea. Okay, so now let's go to one that I will go through, like the more popular one, like Echo Park and Simple Story in a second. Let me get rid of all these stuff on my thing so we then don't get them all confused and so on. Okay. So, I forgot to tell you that the label, so the first thing I do when I get a new collection is make a sleeve with a label on it. I usually even put the label on it already. I got the blank label. You know, this is blank, and then this is actually, you can see that it's a label that I use with my label maker. You know, with my brother. This is a super old one. It's super well loved, but I love it. I wish it breaks down so I can buy the new one that have more features, but I'm not going to buy a new one until it breaks down. So, and then I just bought like 100 sheet pack of the white sticker sheets, and I cut them to make, I could have actually take the label and stick it right onto the record sleeve, but I didn't like the fact that, you know, some of them will be shorter, you know, like this have the shorter name and this have a longer name, so then it's just all like all different. I'm so anal. You guys, you know me. So I take one sheet of sticker sheets and I cut it in half, just directly straight in the middle, and then I put them together so it's 2 double, and I just cut them 0.75 tall. Okay, so it's basically 4 1/4 by 0.75, and you get a whole bunch of these, and they're great, easy. There's a little lip, so that's really easy to peel off as well. So that's what I do to get the sticker. Then I do the label, then I stick the label on top. Okay, so that's what I do for that. So you know, Stemperia have they don't really have sticker sheet. That what they have is you have to fussy cut out. They usually have fussy cut area, not this collection. This is a sort of a weird maxi pad. It's just a strange name. You know what maxi pads are. Nobody wear them anymore, but I used to. But I use this as a sample because they have what they call their die cut chipboard, and they have their wooden shape, and things are just super bulky and hard to store in my storage system, and actually anybody's storage system, because then you know you're losing all of this space above it because this stick out, and therefore so my goal for any of my storage is to make things as flat as as consistent between different things as possible. So that way I don't have things that is tiny, things that are bigger. The way I store them, I'll try to get them all in like a 8.5 by 11 version of some sort, so that I can utilize the vertical space in this in the record sleeve or whatever I store that tend to be 12 by 12 anyway. Okay, so this is extremely frustrating, and I know it's not a sticker, it's just a die cut, so it has nothing in the back. Let me show you what it looks like here, so you'll see. I already opened the staple on that, but it's real nice. It has a nice you know, kind of a semi-gloss background and so forth, but it's definitely not a sticker, so you can't just pull it out and stick on something. So what I did was a couple things. At first, I had a whole bunch. I had a whole bunch of extra of these, like that size. I have a whole bunch extra, this one. And I had purchased one time. This is the one I prefer from BMW. BCW. And it's really great. It's the material, the plastic is thicker. It's clean edge. You see how it's really nice and clean. Whereas this one I got not on sale, but it was cheaper. And I just wanted to try it out. And I should have returned it. But of course, you know how it is. With Amazon, you only got 30 days, so I missed the window. I forgot about it. But you see how you see these weird looking, I just don't like the way it looks. You know what I mean? Like these dotted line that just, I don't know, just look cheap to me. And the plastic is wrinkly. You see how this is so nice and flat, and these, if you stick stuff in, it wrinkles and it does weird stuff. So anyway, but I had a whole bunch of them, and I figure, okay, I don't need to buy more, but I should use them up. And so I bought this collection last year because my daughter does dance and does ballet. So I wanted to use that for her thing. And so for the die cut, chipboard die cut, what I did was I just utilized, and I should have used the other one, but anyway, I utilize those to do these. But if they you know, if you have small stuff, they don't fall out that easily, but they do double up on each other. You see how this one, I put it nicely, but now it double up on each other, and you know, and so on. So you kind of have to jiggle them, but it's not a bad system. But you see what I mean when I say the larger piece just stick out. And now if I have the new one that I was telling you about, the skinny and taller one, then now if I wanted to, you know, but then that's another cost because that's another system, because this I can pull out and it will be nicely protected and fit super well here, right? So, but I'm not going to do that since I already did it till I use it, and we'll figure it out. But I try to also like store these in something flatter, but it's just nothing works. They're so thick. Okay, so anyway, I got them into a couple of different ones. This one is the clear die cut, which I also bought. It was on sale. These were really expensive. These were like $12. But anyway, so I got them into actually no, I didn't get the chipboard. These are the thin one. These are just the clear acetate one. I don't have, do I have it? I don't have the chipboard one. I only have the chipboard one was this one. I didn't get the loose one, okay? So at least that one, this one is not very, very thick, okay? But I did get this. And this is a beautiful, they don't make it for every single collection. They make it for certain ones, 1 in 5 or something like that. And I already cut that one out, so I don't have another one, but you can see this is what they look like. I already tore them all apart because I was going to start fussy cutting them. You know, just throw in my bin, my basket, so that way when I'm watching TV or something, I can just cut. Look how cute that is. Oh my God, I can't wait. But it's nice, and you know, it's not super thick, but it's thick enough because you get 10 pages and it's double-sided, but the back, this one is single-sided, but this one was double-sided, but it's just kind of more background paper in the back. So I didn't want to sit there. You see how some of those design, I didn't want to sit there and cut these out while I'm starting to do my project, because that would just take so much time. So I went ahead and I cut them out already. Now, I didn't cut them, every single one of them, because some of the easier one and smaller one, I left them there, but and they're flat enough. So this is what I was thinking of doing for them. I could, so I'm going to show you this first, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with the whatchamacallit, the thick chipboard die cut. Okay, so what I was thinking is just get my 4x4. I like that size. That size seems to be very universal. It's a size I probably use the most. And on this case, I wasn't going to cut these apart because I figure I don't need like a gazillion different one, because originally I was just storing them in like a plastic bags. I wasn't ready to do anything with them, but they're bulky, you know? So I think that the best thing is, hey, no licking. Best thing for me to do is actually go ahead and fussy cut out the whole thing. And I'll just do this real quick. And so that way, now I will stack several of the thing, and I'll do that afterwards, but let me just trim this off. And so on. So like maybe I'll take all the windows, all the whatever, and put them into one pocket. So I don't need to do individual one, but it's mean that I will be able to split this thing up into 4 stack, maybe all the ballet shoes together and things like that. And that way they will be not as bulky. This will be a 1/4 of the bulkiness. Then maybe I'll put all the dresses and all the ballerinas into one as well. And again, so these, if they stick out, what I do is I just make sure that I always stick the shorter one, the categories that's shorter on the top, because if they stick out, they don't ruin your thing. Because these, if they stick out, is not too bad, you know, and so on. Now, if I stick something super thick in these, then I only use the front page. But these are going to be thin enough, so I think that I will be able to use the back side as well. And so I'm going to do we may need to split up the ballerina, like the dresses in one and the full ballerina in the other one. And then they also have musical instrument. So we're going to do that. And that's basically what I was thinking of doing. Actually, we still have room here for the musical instrument. It doesn't seem too tall or too big. And but then we have some of these that are wider. So I'm going to stick those in the back of the back pocket. Okay, so that's kind of what I do with my ephemeras that I pre-cut now. Then they have a lot of backgrounds and things like that. So again, those I'm going to stick in the back. These one is a little bit, it's not too tall, so I'm going to use the top one. and so on. Okay, so again, you split them into 4 or 8 categories or something like that. Then they have like borders with lace and things like that. So that's super pretty. Some books and then some more doors and so on. Okay, so that will help spread things. Oh, then they have some flowers, which then I'll create a, oh, this one is super short. And this one, by the way, is really nice. This one, if you wanted to do projects, it's actually double-sided. A lot of the ballerinas and the flowers are double-sided. So if you're doing a 3D project of some sort, you will be able to, you know, see both sides, which is super nice. Okay, so anyway, I will finish that afterwards, but here's kind of the start of it, so you can kind of see how it's looking. And the lace one, I'm going to just stick it with the, since we only have a couple, with that. And then these doors and windows, I have to cut them out later. But you can see, so a lot of these I left the outline a bit because, you know, I may want to use some of that instead of just cutting it right to the door. So I didn't cut those super close or anything like that, which is okay as well. Okay, so there you go. Alrighty, let me see. I got a couple more here just so we can just get it done and out of the way. And I may I figure out how to speed up and how to do a voiceover, but I wasn't planning to do a voiceover for this, so I don't know that I will do that, but I did figure it out last night, you guys, so yay. I'm gonna be able to speed up processes and things like that. Okay, so these I have to do after because I have to cut that out. Okay, all right, so stick that in here. We'll do that afterwards. Okay, so now we go back to, this one I'm going to put in here. We go back to now the thick chipboard. So those are acetate. So again, they're not as bad. And so I'm going to, again, usually I put, since this is thinner than this part, I always put the longer, you know, the 6x12 pieces over here. I usually put these underneath like this, like so, and so it overlaps, but that's okay. If you need to, you can also, usually the two 6x12 fit next to each other like that. So if you like that, make it flatter. I was saving all the trash because you know, you never know if you wanted to maybe punch out an alphabet or something, you know. So we'll use that, and I did want to save the thing. Okay, so see how much flatter it is. Oh my gosh, so nice. Okay, all right, so let's get these out of the way. So I'm gonna have to do that with this, and then we'll put it back into the storage. Hey, stop licking yourself. No. Tootsie, I mean Sushi, no. Okay, so let's do, I just got a few more paper for this collection. Oopsie, what the heck? For this collection, so I have a few more individual paper that was on sale. So this one is the collection kit, and then I got some more papers, and it did come with 2 chipboard. These are chipboard stickers, the adhesive here. So I already made a sleeve for it. Let's put this back over here. So now usually what I do is I don't, these are duplicates of some of these in here, but I'm not going to put it inside the book. I'm going to leave it outside. I actually tore this off because I was going to cut it apart, but I don't want to lose that either. That's so bummer. So I'll show you what I did later on with another collection so that I can kind of preserve that. Okay. And so now the paper, the extra paper, I usually put it in the back, because if I have a collection kit cover page, I usually use that as the front cover because it looks so pretty. And then my label is already there. again, usually if I have things in these pockets, it's going to go over here. So I'm going to put this over onto the left side, or maybe for the, and I leave these on. I haven't taken them out of the thing because I haven't really started using anything yet. So, but maybe for now, I'm just going to put them side by side to make them as flat as possible. Now, this kit did come. I did purchase a chipboard sticker set. This one is a chipboard. So now it's super flat now, right? Just completely even. Not, it's flat is not even the right word, but the what do you call it? The look how thick these things are. You know, it's just crazy. Very, very thick. A lot of them. So this is the first thing. So again, remember, you use some kind of wax paper. You can glue it to a thicker cardstock. You can use a different color as well, like maybe an ugly color that you bought on sale or something like that, that you don't use as much. I already did that ahead here. And the first thing I do though is I just use like something harder, a little bit. I shouldn't have even used that. Something even stiffer. And I lay out all of the dies just to make sure that they fit, you know, the way I want them to fit before I start gluing everything down, right? So this piece is actually over here. I just started it over here. So it actually fit very nicely there. And then the rest of them I had laid out kind of, and it kind of got all shifly, all messed up. Shifly, what the hell? When I was, you know, moving them around and stuff like that. So I also try to group them a little bit, you know, if it makes sense for the spacing, but also for what it is. So like I kept all of the more artsy-fartsy stuff over here in one sheet, and then the kind of artwork, but buttons and stuff like that over there. So where did I put my, hey boo-boo, hi boo-boo. Okay, so here is my AGT gun. So again, all you do, and see how this is nicely stuck, right? It's not going to fall out, but once I pull it out, it's super simple, super easy, nothing to it at all. So you could glue as much as you want. I don't need to glue that, but I'm going to do a couple of these so you can at least see what they look like. And these are thicker, so you definitely want to put a little bit more tape than normal because you don't want it to fall down on you, okay? And I wish that they had come already sticker up, because then you can just pull it out and use it, and then you can always add more glue later on. But they didn't, so this is what we have to do, okay? And I'll finish this one, but I won't do the other sheets because I don't think you want to sit here and watch me do this. But this one is going to be a little tougher to do because it is so thin. Yeah, so I figure the wax is like the wax paper is like the perfect thing to do. And I'm so happy I was saving all of those they look just so perfect. I was like, you know, I thought maybe I was gonna, you know, redo my stickers and so on, reorganize my stickers so that way, you know, maybe I can group them differently than what the sticker sheet does. But it was so much work. I haven't even tried to attempt that. I'm trying to just get it a little bit organized first, okay? So that's basically it. You probably need for this chipboard, very thick chipboard, you definitely need more than one. I'm going to add this because I only added one. You definitely need two lines of tape, okay, because it's not going to hold. At least it will be, there you go. So I guess in the thing I could speed this up if I wanted to play with my speed up thing, but I don't want to do that because then I do have to do a voiceover. And until I really need to, I know how to do it, but I don't need to add the extra work since since I'm taping this, it's due today in 4 hours, and I'm just now taping. It's gonna take a while to load up to YouTube and everything else, and so I'm already late, so I don't want to add more work to editing or anything like that. I'm super new at all this, you guys, so it's the simpler the better. Okay, so I'm done. You know what? I'm not even going to bother finishing it because you know what I mean. Okay, so all you do is you make sure everything fits the way you had intended. And again, with this, I'm going to do it on 2 pieces of paper, 2 separate. I don't want to turn it over and use the same piece of paper and use the back because, again, like if I'm using the collection or the to make my page, I want to be able to pull these out, have them side by side instead of having to try to keep flipping them back and forth over, which just drive me crazy. Okay, so anyway, so that's going to be in 1 sheet protector, and look how beautiful that will be when it's all done. Oh my gosh, all nice and flat. Okay, so that's the chunky chipboard stuff. Maybe I can do that also with all of the Tim Holtz stuff. You know how he has those big huge package with everything in it. So anyway, oh, while I have you there, let me show you this one. So you know how you go to Tuesday morning and you have some of these half-ass kits. Mainly my mind's eye, I don't know why. They always have like a 6x8 paper pad, maybe some stickers and some mixed bag embellishment. And so it's not even 12x12 paper or anything like that. I also got some from the Best Day collection and some whatever. So all I did was I cut out a box of, if you have any kind of chipboard or thicker, what do you call these, shipping box, just cut out a 12x12. The sleeve is a little bit bigger than that. It's 12 by 3/4, I think, by 13 or something like that. And this one, I could make it much shorter, which I can. I will go back and cut it if I wanted to. But the other thing you could do is I just pull these apart because I bought this collection to share with a crafty friend. Hi, Joyce, if you're watching. So she took out what she needed, and she was so kind to send me the rest with the cover nicely intact and everything. And I loved it because I already put the other 2 covers with the collection in their sleeves and everything else, but I didn't need all the bulkiness of all the chipboard and so forth. So I left this on. I will actually put that in the collection kit too, but I left this on because I wanted to show you. So it came after I pull out all the paper, just like that. So all I did was I just kind of jaggle. I always use my trusty, very dull but very thin knife. You don't want anything thick. And I just pull it out like this because sometime I may want this, so I don't want to cut it out yet, but you don't want to just stick that in there to cut out. But you see how now you don't even have to cover that or anything like that. Now you have a really nice, thin, but very sturdy chipboard that you can put into stuff like this. And that way, then it still can be held as a collection. So this, if I actually put some of these, I know this is back here. So if I wanted to, I could put Best Day and just put it on here with 2 labels. So I know that Cityscape is here and Best Day is here. You wouldn't want to put Best Day over here because then you wouldn't see that as you have it in your storage system. Okay, the way I have my storage system is like more of a flip bin. So I mainly will see only this side, this front, until I pull it out. Okay, so that's what I would do that's what I did for all of the kind of the half size collection kit. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go to Carta Bella, which is my favorite manufacturer, one of my favorites, along with Simple Stories and so on. But oh, you know what? Let me do before I do that, let me do American Craft first. So I just got all of these this collection called Kit at Heart by Pebbles, which is an American craft company. That's in my haul. That's gonna go on after this organization one. So I got the full size paper pad that will fit in the record sleeve. I got the 6x8. I got all the ephemera. They had 2 ephemera, the icon and the phrase, the puffy stickers. I got the, what do you call these, the sticker sheets, the sticker book. They come with 8 sheets, the alphabet, the cardstock sticker, and the thickers. Okay, so first of all, just so you know, the thickers never come with the name of the collection. It is super annoying. So like here, the cardstock sticker, they print that on there, no problem at all. But they do sell thickers separately at big store like Michael's and Joanna and stuff. And so they only put the name of what this is called Good Vibe. That has nothing to do with anything. And so I actually use my brother's labeling system, and I do a double line, 2 lines, and I just got a really tiny small label that I just put right on top. Same thing with the alphabets and so on. Okay, so you do that, so that way in case you take it out of the system, you know where to put it back in if you don't take out the whole collection at the time. Okay, so let me show you real quick. And then I got the specialty paper as well. So I already pulled all of these out of the sticker, all the plastic bags, okay, because I'm going to show you. So at first, I'm going to get the label, you know, my collection label. So because this is a nice cover for the collection, I'm going to put that in first. You'll see how thick this gets, but it still holds very nicely, right? So, see, it stick out a little bit, but who cares, because it still fit in the K-locks and everything else in the paper. I'm going to put it in the back because that has a pretty cover for the collection. So I'm going to put that behind there. Again, if we're doing some of the storage on this side, but I won't put these in yet. I usually put all the flatter one at the bottom, and then the slightly thicker one, and then the super thick one on top. Okay, and then you also have the 6x8 too, which I have to see whether or not I'm going to stick there. So all American craft designers or companies use these size for their ephemera and puffy sticker, which is exactly the same size. So you're talking about Vicky Buden, Jen Hatfield, Maggie Holmes, Amy Tangerine, all of those use this size. So it's super nice in terms of that it's all consistent. So what I found was this, the 3 horizontal storage system is the best for it. It holds 3.5 by 8. And if I'm using the whole thing and I haven't pulled them out or anything like that, I don't need the piece of paper in there because it slide out more easily, and I want to see the back anyway. So these, I usually do the icon first, and then the phrase behind. So that way, when I looked into my kit, if this one is missing, then I'll know that I need to get the icon one. I don't have to even look at it. Okay, so I always very consistently put the same thing in the same position. See how beautiful that is, right? I put things that are a little bit thinner. Like if you have 3 of the same height, then you can put them wherever. But if you have, this one is thinner, I never put that down here and the thicker up here. I always put the thinner one on the top because, you know, in case it falls out, because these middle one doesn't fall out as easily as the top one. Okay, if you happen to, like, you know, if you're holding it and it bent over like this, you know, usually you're holding here, so that's why. Okay, so now look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. Now, once I start using them, then I may want to do something different. But like right now, just to store it until I start using it, I'm going to store it this way. Because now afterwards too, you can just take it out while you're using the kit for the collection. You can stick it in a bowl or whatever. You know, that's kind of up to you. But anyway, so that's going to fit right here for me. And then these sticker sheets, they are at the same, you know, they're not too much taller than 8. It's like 7.5, I think. Let's check that out. They're 7 by 7 by almost 5, but 4 1/4. So the closest one to that is the 5 by 7 collection. I mean, not collection, sheet protector. Okay, so that's this one here, which is, it holds 4.25. So basically what I was going to do is, so I take them out in order so that I know that that's page number 1, just in case I wanted to refer back to that. So I just do it back, front to back like so, just the same way they did it, and put it right inside the pocket. Isn't that so awesome? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I do have the back side, so I don't want to put anything, I don't need to put the paper in the middle or anything like that. So I do have this one as well, so I'm going to do it like this. Now they did come with 8, so I'm going to need them all, but I did want to have a place to store my oh, and if you want to, sometimes, no, I like it that way. This way is fine. I think I will use this side more, so I'm going to do it that way. The sentiment is easy to look at. And so I was thinking that I would put, but I like the way that it's so nicely fit for all the 4, the 8 sheet of paper backwards and forwards. So I think I will just do it that way, and then leave this as is. This is flat enough. It could just be stored in the collection. And so this is flatter than this one, so I'm going to store this behind this one. Okay, but you see that? And then this one can be wherever. Okay, so now I can stick these back over here. I'm sorry the glare is, but I hope this is helping you. Because, you know, I play around with it for quite a long time in order to figure a system that may work for me. Now, again, I haven't started using the collection because back 15 years ago when I was I'm going to stick this behind here. When I was doing scrapbooking a lot, you know what? Nope, I'm going to put it right in the top. I will not. I will put it in the back. I was not using collections because back then they didn't really do collection, a little bit, but not too much. K & Company was one of the one that did. Bo Bunny did a little bit, but many people just make papers and you just have to coordinate yourself. So now you can, let me finish this first. You see that this, because it is bulkier and it's, you know, this one is bigger than 6 inches wide. You do have a little bit of a space here. Okay, so I think that will fit nicely here because this is a 6 by 8, so these are 6 by 12. So this, if you do it correctly, you should be able to, you know, however that paper pad is a bit thick. Okay, so you may not be able to, but let me try. Oh, and I forgot these. I always flip down. I keep those on there for now, but so this is pretty close. You may want to do it differently, but for me, actually it's not bad. Okay, you don't have to stick it way downstairs, down. Okay, so it's like that. Luckily in my craft room tour video, which I will hopefully do within the next month or 2, I will show you that in the system that I'm using for these collection kits, there is a space right next to it, so that way in case I don't have enough space to put the smaller paper pad, like the 6 by 6 or 6 by 8 paper pad, I can put it next to it. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So now this is complete. Okay, it's done. It's as flat as it can be, and I love it. It's so cool. So anyway, so now we're getting to something, you know, thicker and bigger. And hey, stop thinking. I gotta put the hat on you. Sorry about that. Stop that. Look at this. Look at this. Sushi. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now let's talk about summer or the Echo Park collection. So this one, I got a lot of paper. This is Carta Bella, so their paper is also thicker, but I think I have at least 2 collection in here. Maybe it's slightly bit more. And then everything that they have, including the paper pad, which I store on the side like I mentioned. So these came with the 3 accent frame and phrase. They had the, I had the sticker book. I also purchased the sticker book, which come with 8 sheet of paper, but you get double, so there's 16. These I didn't want to pull apart, okay, but anyway, and these are bigger too, so they won't fit in. These are like almost 8 by 5 1/4, so they won't fit in any of the thing except the 8.5 by 11, which I think is a little bit wasteful. So I did pick up the puffy stickers, the enamel dots. This is, I already die cut one of the piece of paper that has a lot of floral that I want to use as embellishment, so I die cut that already. But you have the ephemera pack and the frame and tag and the brads. Okay, so for Echo Park and Simple Stories, the best system, the best sheet protectors that I found for it is the 5 by 7. It's kind of nicely put like that. I always do ephemera here, frame and tag here, so that way in case I have both. This fit nicely in the back here, which is the brads. Okay, and then these 2 doesn't quite fit. Actually, I could do the reverse too, that way you can see them both. Maybe I do the reverse, although these I always buy. These I usually, sometimes I don't. So basically what I do is, because they do stick out, but that's why I was sticking them in the back. And I didn't want to add another piece of sheet protectors for anything, so I did it that way, but I think you get the idea, right? And you're welcome to trim that off too. I just haven't done that yet, and so on. Okay, and then you have this, which for now I'm just going to stick it here so that it's kind of nice and contained. So what I do here is, again, just like the other one, I try to keep this one flip over mainly on the left side. I put my cheap chipboard stickers over here, and again, this is just like it's a little bit smaller than the 6 by 8 paper pad, so it fits nicely there. Okay, so now it's as flat as it can be. This side is a little bit thicker than the other side, but not too bad at all. Okay, so if you want to, you can even take, no, you can't. Okay, that's basically it. Okay, so that's what I did. Now with starting, when I start using collection or whatever, or as I go along, this is what I plan to do with it. So for me to remember everything that I have, it's going to be difficult. So just tell you right now. So what I did was, let me see if I have all my stuff here. I do not. Where is that one? Oh yeah. Okay. Oops. Oh. Shoot. Hold on, guys. I just dropped a die set. I was making some alphabets. Okay. So so this is complete, but I won't remember everything that's in there and stuff like that. So I have been trying to use a system called Evernote. Karen, the organizer of this hop, I've been trying the Airtable, but I'm sort of more of a what do you call when it's not digital, analog type of person, and I haven't figured out a great system yet to do the sorting and stuff like that. So for now, just so to help me out, this is what I've done. I got everything that is part of the system, and I even include stuff that I don't have, but at least I know that it's there. This gives you this is basically just that copy, gives you a very nice glance at the thing. I just printed on paper I use a nice paper that have stuff in the back because I don't use this anymore, and this paper is really, really nice. So the print color really great. And then I pull all these from the internet. Scrapbook.com has the best resolution and the best of these type of thing. The company Carta Bella and Echo Park, now they made everything web. It's at the bottom, it's not .jpg, it's all web now. So you can't just do a save image as, you actually have to to screenshot it and then save it as JPEG, so it takes longer. And they also don't have one like that. You always have to do a open image in another page. It's complicated. If you ever want me to show you how to do this, let me know, but put a comment below. So anyway, I grabbed all of the image that I had, and it's all the paper is in alphabetical order, and it just goes like that. Okay, so I did it for this collection. And then, yeah, and I specifically, even if I have good paper, I will not do the back. I just don't like to flip back and forth. And this is the solids that comes with the collection if you choose to purchase it. Then I have the sticker sheet. This I may have to print a little bit bigger. I was going to print it with the same size as that, but I think with all the detail on there, I need to print it probably as big as that sticker sheet. And then the brads and the enamel dots and the puffy stickers. So you could see really quite well what you have and what you may want to use. And then the ephemera, I print much bigger. So like the sticker sheets and even the sticker book, maybe I printed that big. Okay, so they have the one which shows just the bag, and then you do have this one at Cartabella.com as well as Scrapbook.com that show you the detail of what you get in the embellishment kit, the ephemera. And then I did the same for the 3 chipboard accent frame and phrases. Most collection only have these 2. This is a new product that they just introduced recently. And then I even did the one for the dies. I have the size of the die in there too. I actually have to cut and paste a bit for that, but it allows you to, do I want to buy this die? Well, I wanted to see what's the size, because usually if you don't have the size, you can't tell at all. So this have the stamps and even the washi tapes. Okay, so that's the entire collection. And so what I plan to do once I have it all done is to slip that in the back of the collection, so that I have it with it whenever I need to use it. Or actually, no, I don't need it here. I actually will make a, binder where I would have collections that maybe I separate by theme. Okay, so like summers will be in one. And so when I'm looking for something to scrapbook my summer paper or my summer vacation paper, then I have all these. I can flip through and pull out. This give me an idea if I want to pull them out and look at it more closely. And then I can decide, or if you're trying to say, okay, will the paper from that collection go with this collection, and so on. And then if I decide, okay, I'm going to pull that one out, then I can take that with me with the collection. That way it's also held easily instead of me trying to look at every single thing. So this will stay outside. Okay, so I'm done with that. And then I also want to show you in the so I did that in kind of like a Mac pages, which is basically the Apple version of like Microsoft Word or whatever, like a Word document type thing. And so in Excel or in Mac and Apple, it is called Numbers. I did this as well. Okay, so this just helped me because I tend to shop things when it's on clearance and things like that. And if I don't know what I have, I tend to buy duplicates, and I've done that many times. So I just started doing this recently. I was trying to do that with my Evernote, but it's just I don't know how to use Evernote quite well yet. So I figure I will do some of this like more manually like this, and then I will maybe take a class with Evernote and ask the teacher, this is what I want to do, what can they recommend. So here you can see I actually grabbed the photos and stick them in there too, since I grabbed it for the other one. I put down the list price of everything, which is basically always the same. So I make a blank version, or what do you call it, a master version, where the list price stay the same. I put the paper, but I don't put the name. So that way it stay the same. And you know, if I have it, I would put, actually I have to put one here, I forgot that. I put the year if I have it, the category, the color scheme if I have it, and where it is at in my craft room. And so I have that. I put the black on there because I was printing it on paper that has writing in the back, and I didn't know if it was going to show on you. So anyway, so this go there too. After you go through all the papers, then I do the solids. And you see here, I put down the quantity that I own, which is here, like this one I have 2. And I would like to have 2 more. So I then put the quantity that I need right here. And that way, if I have a sale or something, I know to go back to here and see it, okay? And then this is the almost last page. I have the accent and chipboard, so I know what I already have. I don't have any of the dies. I have this, and so on. And then the last page have the stencils, the sticker book, sticker element sheets, puffy sticker, and so on. And so each of the collection, I was able to print it into 4, and they're big enough that I can actually see. And this, I probably will also put it in a inventory binder, so that way when I need to, if Echo Park Warehouse sales goes on and they have stuff on sale, I can go back and look at this and see what do I need from that. But also to help me out, actually I did a master page, okay, and this is super small for you to see. So I blow this up. This is just for me. I blow this up like this size so I can show you what it's looking like. Okay, so let me see if I have something longer. So this is just on one page of a Excel type version thing. And so I have I have the collection name, I have the kit name, the collection name. And these are like the kit, the solid kit, the paper pads. Some of them have it, some of them don't. The 6x6 or the mega individual papers, brads. I kind of try to stick like things together and somewhat alphabetize. And then the enamel dots, ephemeras, frame and tags, and the stamp and die, stencil, sticker book, stickers, element stickers, and puffy stickers, and washi tapes, okay? So this doesn't give you the detail like the one I just showed you, but at a glance, I know. So I started with this one, you just alphabetize, and this is only by all the collection by Carta Bella that I have. So it's not anything else. By each manufacturer, I have a different spreadsheet. So I put all of the collection name here. And if I have a kit for that collection, I just copy the name over here. And if I have the chipboard accent, I just have that. So you know how Echo Park Warehouse sales, when they have the sales, they group all of their stuff so that they have all of the chipboard stuff together. And so if I wanted to see, oh, they have the chipboard accent on sale, I can just go through and they alphabetize it. So I just go through and see, okay, I don't have that one and I need that one, or whatever the case may be. I can always refer back to the big sheet for the collection, but this gives me a real quick at a glance of if there's anything, if I want something, I just want to check if I already have it or not. Okay, so that's basically what this is. And it gives me basically a summary of what I have for Carta Bella by product type instead of by collection. It's by collection as well, but it's mainly by product type. So I hope that's clear, and I hope that helps you somewhat. When I have individual papers, I do write down, sometimes I buy the collection kits, but sometimes I just buy, because they didn't have it, they sold out or something, I just buy the individual papers. I do count the paper and just put it there, just to give me an idea of how much of that kit I already have. This includes papers from the collection as well, okay? So, because if I don't count that, then when I do the summary of how many paper of each paper, 1, paper 2 I have, then I won't have a correct count. So with this, I plan to put holes on it and maybe just fold it in thirds so that it fits into, a 6x8 folder or whatever the case may be, where I can just fold it out like that, and I put the hole punch here. So I'll have to figure out exactly the size, and then I'll fold it nicely, so that way I probably will have about 4 pieces per manufacturer, 4 of these pieces, or something like that. It depends. Oh, but I was thinking that I was going to use the small one, but man, I'm old, so I don't know if I wanted to keep the small one. Yeah, the small one I can see perfectly fine. So I don't even need to do that. This is just for you guys, okay? So, and then the other thing, let me see. Then the other thing that I did, just to kind of stay with the computer geek stuff, is I created a paper collection by theme. So I only started to do the photo play and the simple story so far, but I cut and paste I cut and paste the one I have here. You know, the one I already have the collection name and so forth here from this master sheet. I cut and paste and put it here. And so now, and then the manufacturer, I just cut and paste and just duplicate it down. I do it by manufacturer, first of all. Doesn't matter what I have or not have in each collection, because that's another spreadsheet. And then I try to put on the main theme of the collection. Like if it's a cat, I do put animal cat. So all my animal stuff is all together. If it's by, you know, seasons and so forth, autumn and stuff, I just put it there. I should have probably put season, autumn, season, you know, and then season, winter or whatever. So like you'll have autumn, autumn, spring, summer, and winter all together. So that way, that may be actually good. And then, you know, I have a secondary theme, like the Tula and Norbert from Photoplay is that new one is camping, but it has all gnomes in it. So if you're trying to search for gnome stuff, then at least you have it. This one, I should have put love and this birds down over here, because then you're looking for animal that are birds. You can look for it. So this is just a quick at a glance to show you, like, here's Christmas stuff, and then I have crafting, the crafting one, a bunch of Disney stuff, and also you can take a look and see, okay, shit, I better stop buying Disney stuff because I got a whole lot and I haven't used it. Actually, these, I don't have all of these. These are new ones I just added to there, but I don't have those yet. And then Easter and things like that, okay? And then when I have, like, collection that's talk about mainly particular family members, like best dad ever, I put family and dad, family and mom, and so forth, so everything kind of, again, stay together. Halloween, July 4th, like home stuff, quarantine for like COVID, schools, some of the categories or theme. Sports, I kept all the sports, even though it's basketball and different ones. I put everything with sports first. Yeah, I think I will do season before spring, so that way it all show up at the same place when I sort. And then here you have Thanksgiving, travel, and so on. Okay, so this I think would help me a lot when I'm looking to do the scrapbook. I can at least take a look and say, okay, I want to do Easter. Let me see. I'm going to sort the thing and see where all my paper, my collection for Easter, and then I can pull my book out, my, you know, and so on, and flip through that, which I will do. I don't have I only have a few things done yet so far, but I will eventually get them done. And I would start with the one I wanted to use first. So that's what I was doing. Okay, so then and while we're still on this, let me show you this couple more things. This is Prima Marketing. And Prima Marketing is a little bit different. I do have paper pads for them, and that's a lot thicker, because you see that it has plenty of room here. But they also have something different than everybody else, where they have like these weird 4x6 paper pads and these 3x4 paper pads type thing that I tend to buy once in a while. And so what I do to make them thinner, because they're so thick, is I open them in half, and these tend to fit nicely at the top, and so on, and this kind of nicely fit in the bottom here, and this would just be able to rest on top of it. So it actually makes things more. And then I put all the ephemera that I have over there. I have not decided to stick any of these yet into sheet protectors, because I kind of like the way this is keeping it super flat here. So that's, at least for the time being, that's what I'm doing with Prima Marketing. And then I have the last one before I move to the bigger collection is I have this Studiolite is a brand new manufacturer for me that I stumbled upon last year, the latter part of last year, and I actually absolutely love them. I mean, you can see some of the paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, oh my gosh. So this one is called Janine Mindful Art Collection. The collection name is New Awakening. And I don't know if they have collection kits. All I ever see is the loose paper. And so I start with the paper, put it in here, and they have paper number 1, 2, 3, and whatever in order. So I kind of just put them in that order. Now, they did come with a, or the collection had a, what do you call this? Like a sticker sheet that has sentiment on them. Okay, so one is black, and the other one, the same sentiment is available also in a craft paper, and they're stickers. And so it's the same size as this one. It's basically a 4x6. Okay, so no, not quite 5 by 7, 5 by a little bit over 4. So as you know, the this one only fit a 4x6. So I actually tore them all apart. You get two per page. So that I also don't like that. If they come with multiple, I like to grab them all together because I don't like the flip. Flipping is just give me a headache. That's just my personal style. You know, everybody have their own quirk. I like to think things as a big picture like this. That just, for me, it's just better, and it doesn't give me headaches. And I like things also thinner. So all I did here is I take it out. You see that there's space here in between. I just take both of them, the one that came as duplicate, and I just trim a little bit on the side I know I need to trim, which is basically the 4-inch size, because this only fit 4-inch, and this is 4 and 1/5 or whatever. So they all fit there. I use this just because I don't have that anymore. I already did it. Okay, so now this particular book, which was 30, how many pages is that? It was quite a bit. It was a bunch of pages, you see. Now I fit it just in, everything is flat on the thing. They also came with, oh, that's just the example for this, which I already did. This is not, it's by Janine Mindful Art Collection, which is slightly, which is the same collection, but this is a different, it's not New Awakening, but I just wanted to keep it together because I don't have the paper for this. It's a totally wrong thing anyway. The coloring is not the same, but I'm going to keep it there for now. And then the collection also came with this paper pad. It's basically a bunch of, you know, they quarter it. So this is an 8x8, and then so they had 2 4x4 sheets here, some 3x4s there, and then they have a bunch of cut apart. Now these were already cut apart, so these already poked out. So you just have to pull it out, and it's there. But these are not. So these books. This book, you actually have to fussy cut everything. So what I think I'm going to do is I have to take this apart so I can go ahead and start fussy cutting these and store them at least with, they come with two page per die cut sheet. So at least I'm going to cut one of them, and I'll have them stored, although this is not too bad to store in there as well. And then they did come also with these are already die cutted out, these die cuts, but they come as a 6x8 book, which again, this one only come with 1 sheet of each, but they're the same except the coloring. So you can see that this is the same paper. One is yellow and one is blue. So I put them together, and since they're 6x8, the 6 and 6 make it 12, so I have to overlap it a little bit. Okay, but I like that better than keeping in the thicker 6x8 paper pad. Okay, so that's what I did for things that maybe have a lot of whatever, and this one also have this paper that's basically a die cut one, which I also need to do. So this one I'm going to store it, since I didn't have any other thing that may fit if I did it this way on the side there. I'm going to go ahead and keep it like this. Okay, and this one until I cut them out and stuff. So this one is going to be a little bit thicker, but at least it's flat everywhere and not, you know, except the top. Okay, so that's what I did for that. And then now, if you have collections like your favorite, oh, and by the way, just so you know, when we were talking about Prima marketing, Prima have a lot of flowers with their collections. I actually also, and it's so annoying, they don't label anything. So I do label it when I get it home, and it also doesn't even have the name. So typically, you know, I don't need to know the name. I have that in my collection sheet, but I label the collection name, not the name of the flower itself. And I don't want to smash them with the record sleeves or whatever. So I store them separately, somewhat alphabetized in a container like this. Okay, and if I get too many, I better start using them or, you know, get another container. And that stays really closely right underneath where I store my Prima paper. Okay, and so if your collection get a little bit bigger, which in this case my Maggie Home Market Square, I decided to get the paper pad, but I tore them all out so I can coordinate them with the single paper that I bought. So it won't fit into the it does not fit into the record sleeve. So you can see that I tore them all apart, but in some case, if I want more of something, now the Market Square, the Maggie Home stuff doesn't, some of their paper doesn't come in the paper pad. So like I know this one didn't, and so on. So or it did, but I didn't have the back or something like that. I bought extra so that make sure that I have, no, they only come with one sheet of paper for each design. So all 48 paper is different. So if I like certain things and I want to use duplicate, I actually have to buy a separate piece of double-sided paper, and that's why I tore them all apart so I can group them together, you know. So instead of, so like this is the double-sided paper that I bought. This came from the paper pad. The back is the same, so I just stick them together like that. So I know when I need to use it, it's all right there. Okay, I put the specialty one in the back of the paper pad. I kept this in the front so that it covered the whole thing. The chipboard usually is what I store next because it's nice and thick. And then I always have the 6x8 also over there. And then my thickers can be right here. And then again, with American Craft, all of their stuff fit nicely in this horizontal three pocket sheet protectors. This is their sticker book. I took them all apart and stick them in here. I would still have space for those paper bows. And so once they're in here, then that's usually I put them there because then, you know, the sticker book, I mean the paper pad can be over the thinnest portion of that. And then I put this right here, which fits perfectly. And if maybe I do any like those beads chain, you know, those charms that's more bulky, that can fit right here. But now the whole thing would fit. And this one is the thin, and they fit 12 by 12. Don't be a little bit careful because they do have these things that look almost the same, but they do not fit the 12 by 12 paper. It's almost like 11 by 3/4 or something like that. I don't know why they do that, but this one will fit the 12 by 12 paper. I buy these from Amazon. They also have them available in different places. And I put a label there with the name of the collection as well as the manufacturer, because I don't store these with the like the designer stuff. All the design, like all Maggie Home, is in one area, except the bigger collection, I have to store them in a different place, and I'll show you at my craft room tour later. So that's the thinner box of the Iris container. Now, if you have a shitload of stuff, like I do with every packaging of every collection of Vicki Boutin, then you need the thicker one, which is I think the 3-inch one. okay, which is okay. And so again, this one I bought 2 paper pack because she only have something or another. I don't remember what it's. I wanted 4 pieces of paper instead of 2 pieces of paper with each collection. So she repeats, she'd give you duplicates, but because I like, so for instance, I like both of these sides, I want to use both sides, and in case I do this, which I won't do it always like that, but I want a fussy cut or whatever, now this way I also have this one. Okay, so I bought 2 paper packs just to make sure I have 4 sheets of paper each. And so that go in here, and then you know, it's the same thing, everything is pretty much the same here. You see that I also got the charm, which is much thicker, and in this case I decided to put them in here because the smaller dimensional stickers are smaller too, so I did it like that. Okay, and then these are the same thing you saw before. Yeah. And the sticker sheets, which I'm going to move the sticker sheets, which is flatter. I don't want them to get ruined when you stick something thicker on top. And then I did get the stencil. I never used to get the stencil. Now I'm going to try to start doing maybe some multimedia. So, so I'm going to do that. And then the page that's not completely full, which is great, but it's definitely did not fit the small one. Okay, so I have that, put the label on it, the name of the designer, as well as the name of the collection. Okay, so I think is that everything I wanted to show you. I believe so. Oh, I was showing you the wrong one. I wanted to show you from Vicki Boutin. I actually didn't want to show you Fernwood. I wanted to show you Color Study, because Fernwood I don't have the washi tape yet, and I actually have a lot more of the Color Study, which fit really nicely into the bigger one, because I also have the project pads, which, you know, and then 2 of the paper pad, or 2 of all the papers, like each paper I have 4. I also put the, you know, these sticker books that they used to do, that you used to be able to get from Tuesday Morning. I put that in here too. This is my favorite collection so far from Vicki Boutin. So I have that, but I did want to show you. So I have paper underneath, pad, something a little bit bulkier. This, I have this over here. Then the stickers, I have that, I have this. And then just so you know, I do have the washi tape set, which I tried. It doesn't fit in here at all. I could take them apart and line them horizontally, but then I don't like that. I want to contain stuff. And I also want to be able to use this in when I don't use Vicki Boutin Color Study. So because if I keep everything just under this, then I'm only going to be using it with this collection, which is fine, but I know for sure I'm going to have extra, because for each of these rolls, they gives you 18 feet of, so there's 8 rolls, 18 feet for each roll, so which is crazy. So anyway, I wanted to do, put some with the collection, and the rest, I'm going to break them apart, as you can see, and I'll show that in my washi tape organization video, but I do label all of them. Can you see or no? Yeah, I label them with the label maker so that I know this is part of Color Study. And I haven't organized them into like the washi by colors or by theme or whatever, but I plan to do that because once I found a way to store, originally I just store them like this because I wanted to make sure I can find them for when I use the collection. But now that I did this, which by the way, I've been wanting to do, but I was planning just to do it on paper, like glossy paper, so you can still pull out the washi tape without ruining anything. But my friend Karen, Yes Please Papercraft, was doing her sample on a acetate sheets, and I had a gazillion of these left over from when I was collecting all the Happy Planner stuff. Let me show you real quick. So I keep all packaging from everything. So that's why Because I don't have space, man. So you know those Happy Planner planners, they come with these. So I just tore them up, cut this off, and I saved this as well. But cut all these off. This you can pull off here. Pull it nicely off here with my knife. And then I just cut this bit off. And now it's a nice about 3 inches wide thing. I also keep kind of cleaner version of thicker acetate from products that I receive. So I kind of trim them out nicely before I store them. But I figure out that this is so nice. Let me see if I have a piece of paper. No glaring. I put the name of the collection there, and what I did was I actually did not just want a sample. I wanted enough that if I take the whole collection with me to crop somewhere, that I have enough to use. So we have 18 feet for each of these rolls. I actually roll on here about 3 feet in case I wanted to use it as a border. Actually, I probably should do 5 feet, because if I want to line it as a frame for the page, that would be, you know, 4 feet right there. Actually, 8 feet would be. So I won't be doing that because then I might as well bring the rolls with me. So this right now, it has 4 feet of the thing. So I just sort of wrapped it around the whole acetate card, and it gives me as a sample of what I have, but also I can use it directly from there. And then I included the, where did it go? It fell out or something. But I included a piece of, you know, where you get this. So I have one from the Happy Planner thing, or whatever acetate you have. I also found I have a bunch of acetate that I bought a long time ago that I never use for sequin or shaker cards and stuff. So once I peeled this off, I have this nice one to use for this, right? But then I have this one. So if I cut this out, which I did, and it fell somewhere, I don't know where it is. I cut this out. I include it in the pocket too. So then if I wanted to try one of the tape, I could just take it and just put it here. And that way I can kind of go around my paper, my layout, and check to see how that looks. If you put it on paper, then it's harder to see because, you know, this is transparent, right? So that's what I did for that. Okay, so that is awesome. I love it. It stayed in there. Okay, so that is it for my organization video. I know it is, oh my God, it is so long. You guys, nobody's going to be watching this. I swear to God. I tend to go overboard. Miss Perfectionist over here. I apologize, but I hope you learned a thing or two that you can put into your organization efforts with your own craft room. And go check out the rest of the wonderful ladies listed below that's participating in the hop. And I wish you check them out and give them some love. And I will talk to you real soon. Bye for now.